For something related to one of my favorite franchises, it may be expected that I review it, but instead of a review, for once, I'm doing something a little different. A non-review. Because I refuse to watch it. From the trailers, it looks awful. So instead of doing what everybody else is going to do, go see the movie and then talk about how bad it is, I'm going to do something different. Something unheard of. I'm not going to see it. Wow. What a novel concept, right? If you already know you're going to hate it, why give them your money?
Those words from James Ralph are words I was going to stick to religiously for the Halo series. Honestly, I thought it looked bad. Wasn't going to watch it. I wasn't going to subscribe to Paramount Plus just to watch the first episode. I wasn't going to watch it. But by some unholy miracle of the Covenant and the Flood, they uploaded the first episode to YouTube. So it's free to watch the first episode. It will not be in the link in the description below. Honestly, I watched it, and this is my honest feelings. I know a lot of people are going to quickly go, oh, he's biased, he loves Halo, he's played all the games, he's met Steve Downs, he's got 1 billion Master Chief helmets, he's been wearing a Master Chief helmet in all of his videos for about 5-ish years, he loves the games, he plays them with his friends, he's biased. And to that I say, the show is not good. It is bad. It was not unwatchable, but it was bad. I have so many issues with this show, I don't even know where to begin. And to summarize and ultimately, it doesn't even matter. To summarize my feelings, all I'm going to ask is one simple question. Who the hell was this made for? No, seriously, who was it made for? Clearly, it was not made for Halo fans. Yes, you heard that correctly. I said it. This show is not made for Halo fans. I honestly don't know who the show is made for. It's not accurate to the games. It takes place before the games. And some will argue, well, it's a different timeline. Who the hell said that was a good idea? Halo fans, guess what we want to see? Halo. We want to see the story of the Master Chief, and we're not getting that. And we're getting it just I have so many issues. It doesn't feel like Halo, you know? The military doesn't act smart or anything. They act like a bunch of 12-year-olds. You know, they're gonna kill a kid. Yes, yeah, I don't care. Spoilers, it is. So basically, we begin with the insurrectionists. Now, for those who don't know, Master Chief fought the insurrectionists right before the Covenant attacked. Because apparently UNSC is evil. Because, you know, every big company is evil. Anyways. So we start there with some boring dialogue that I was falling asleep to. Because it's like, show, do not tell. Show the Spartans being badasses. Don't just say it through a line of dialogue told by somebody we don't care about and who ends up dying. It's dumb. And then a bunch of stupid teenagers go into the woods of a desert planet. I think. A desert-ish planet. And they start doing drugs, and then the Covenant show up and wipe them out. And holy smokes, I'm not gonna lie, the fight scene is cool. It's nice to see the Covenant fighting, but it's only elites. Where are the grunts? Where are the hunters? The sniper jackals? Where are they? You know? Like, okay, so if you want to go back to Combat Evolved, the first level did have a lot of elites, but it also had grunts, and they were different colored to show rank. The red ones were the more badass ones, and the blue ones were the less badass ones. Where are the grunts? It feels weird, you know? The grunts are there as cannon fodder. You could have shown the insurrectionists being able to take out the grunts, but the elites were the ones doing all the damage. You know, I don't know. It's weird, you know? And then, like, have fight, and I think the fight scene is pretty neat, but I don't know, there's something about it just kind of off, you know? I mean, one of the Spartans of quote-unquote silver team, instead of using his gun, he uses a giant metal pole to kill one of the elites. That's just dumb. I'm sorry, that's so ridiculous. Whatever, move on. And the names of the someone, so they fight. The one little girl survives. They take her in a. They call it some. They call it the Condor, and it really should be a long sword because it's basically just a larger pelican. And then they find this weird Forerunner thing, and nobody knows what it is. And Master Chief sees visions of his family, and you go from there, and Master Chief's kind of feeling weird, and then they leave Master Chief, the object itself, and the little girl in the discount longsword. Where the hell is the rest of the Silver Team? Like, where the hell are the other Spartans? Shouldn't they be on board with the Master Chief, just in case he goes rogue? And you'll never guess what happened. He does. Because they want to kill the little girl because the little girl is a complete dumbass. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but after seeing literally everybody I know get mauled apart by the elites, I'd have a very different opinion on the UNSC. I'd say, okay, I don't really like the UNSC, but I sure as hell don't like the Covenant. I'm teaming up with the UNSC. But no, of course not. And, that is... Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for what I'm about to say, but I don't have an issue with changing what the character of Captain Keyes and Miranda Keyes look like. I don't have an issue with it ultimately, but it's like, it's not accurate to the game, you know? I mean, Keyes looks more like Sergeant Johnson, which I'd have no issue with. Sergeant Johnson's a badass, but it's like, why change it? I mean, okay, but I don't know, it feels weird, you know? And because the little girl's being a pain in the ass, they're like, let's just kill her. And apparently they're like, they're like, nah, it'll be fine. Let's just kill the little girl. So they send a message to Master Chief, who's the only Spartan on the ship with the item and the girl, and Master Chief's like, nah, it won't be fine. And he decides to not kill her. And then they fly, and then the ship crashes on the UNSC base, and then the MacGuffin turns off everybody because it's like an EMP or something, and then they fly away. Dun-dun-dun-dun! It's just... Who is this show made for, ultimately? And to add insult to injury, in Halo 2, we first really get a good look at the leadership of the Covenant. We see the Arbiter, we see the Brutes, we see the Guard, we see the Prophets, and the makers of Halo 2 thought of one very important thing. You know, we should probably be able to hear what the Covenant are saying, so they made them all speak English so the audience can understand what they're saying. In the new Halo show, they're like, nah, it'll be fine, and they make them speak alien tongue. And it's like, why? Just why? Because the voice actors, the voices of the prophets from Halo 2 are so awesome. Even Halo 3, even though they changed the voice actor, it's still really badass and intimidating and alien, and there's something about it that's just badass, you know? And they don't do that. Now, you could argue it's technically accurate, because the humans can't exactly understand what the Covenant is saying, but it's like, that doesn't help the story. That doesn't help the audience. Yeah, it's just dumb. You know, it's just... Who is this show made for, ultimately? And, you know what? I am not looking forward to episode 2. I'm not looking forward to the rest of the series, or really anything. In fact, I don't honestly plan on watching the rest of it. I'm going after what James Rouse said. I'm already gonna go in with all these perceptions of how bad it is, why even watch it, you know? And I highly doubt they're going to upload the rest of the episodes to YouTube, because they want people to subscribe to Paramount Plus. So I just... It hurts, man. It hurts. I want to like this show. I want to say, yeah, the critics were wrong. This show is awesome, but it's not. It's not awesome. It's terrible. It's a kick to the nuts of Halo fans, man. It breaks my heart. It really does. And I haven't even gotten to the two parts that I despise the most. Master Chief takes off his helmet and the voice. Now, the voice of Master Chief in the series, it's okay. But it's not Steve Downes, you know? It's going to be good, but it's not what we want. Steve Downes' voice is so freaking iconic, man. There's a reason why I wanted to meet him in person. Because his voice is just that cool, you know? He is the voice of the Master Chief. A wise man once said a cartoon character, or a fictional character's whole character is the voice. And it sounds like the Mandalorian. Like a discount Mandalorian. And and the face. I don't exactly have a complete issue with it, but it's just so dumb. You know? It's like, why? Why are we taking off? What? No, what? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I understand he wants to show that he is human. He's not just a monster, but no. You know, it's just that. Or if he is going to take off his helmet, do it like Goblin Slayer and just not show his face. Like, show, like, his mouth, his chin, like, the back of his head. So the mystery is still there. It just, pisses me off, man. It really does. You know what this makes me want to do? Replay the Halo games. Rewatch Goblin Slayer. You know, it's just, And speaking of Goblin Slayer, I'm just going to throw this out here. They effing ripped off Goblin Slayer. I know. Oh, Ryan, that's a steep claim. But they did. You have this group of individuals. You have monsters killing off the individuals. One lone surviving female, the super badass, arrives, kicks the monsters' asses, and then they go off on their own adventure. It's just a straight ripoff, man. Like, just dumb. Just dumb, man. You know, speaking of Goblin Slayer, I highly recommend Goblin Slayer. Yes, it can be very violent, but it's so much better. So much better in every way, shape, and form. I mean, honestly, the Goblin Slayer voice, in my opinion, that would have been actually pretty good for the Master Chief. And it's a bummer, man. I want to say I liked it, but I gotta be honest. I gotta be true to myself, and no, I didn't like it. I don't want to watch the rest of it. I don't. I'm just gonna rewatch Goblin Slayer. Or, better yet, rewatch the cutscenes of the game. Or, even better yet, just go off and play the games. Or, even better than that, Halo Legends. You know, like, Halo itself can be used in the medium of movies and TV, but they just keep, I don't know, man, there's something about it that they don't want to do. I mean, and honestly, the only thing that got it right was Halo Legends. So it's just a bummer, man. I'm sad, I'm pissed off, and who is this show made for, man? It's not made for Halo fans. It's nothing. It breaks my heart. You know, I really wanted to like it, and just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, you know? It breaks my heart. At this point, I have very little hope for the Halo series. Maybe it gets good. Maybe. I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt it. But it breaks my heart. And just to go back a little bit, the Book of Boba Fett, mediocre at best. This, mediocre at best. What happened to being excited for stuff, you know? I was watching The Critical Drinker a little while ago, and he'd said, it was either him or one of his friends, they had said that. Remember when we were excited for stuff? Man, I miss those days. I really do. So, my final words before this video ends is no, I will not be finishing the fight. To the creators of the Halo series, you disappoint me greatly. And to my fellow Halo fans, I do not recommend watching this show. I really don't. Anyways, guys, this is Sierra, RTD264, Silent My Amigos. Peace! I hope there's gotta be hope somewhere still in this galaxy. I don't know where it is, though.